it's Tinisha Spain, host of MidAmerican Gardener. Thank you so much for joining us for this special show. This week we're coming to you from Lake of the Woods in Mahomet. Longtime panelist and friend of the show, Rusty Maulding, is going to give us a tour of the Botanical Garden. And we're going to talk about how to do some late summer editing in your flower beds, discuss who's probably eating the hosta, and give you some tips if you're interested in adding a koi pond or a water feature to your yard. We've got lots to cover, so let's go find Rusty and get started. And look who I've run into. I found my old pal Rusty. So before we get into it, there may be some folks out there who don't know you. So introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. So my name is Rusty Maulding. I am the site superintendent here at Lake of the Woods, and we are standing. I want to welcome everybody to the Mayberry-Gelvin Botanical Gardens at Lake of the Woods.
And it's warm. Warm.
It's a little toasty.
A little toasty, but we're going to get through it. We're going to brave through it. So we've got a lot to cover today. Rusty's going to just talk to us a little bit about, this is editing.
Right.
Bed editing. Tell us a little bit about that.
So everyone plants a garden, right? And everyone edits. They just may not necessarily call it that. So if you've got a more traditional type of landscaping, where you have 3 of these and 5 of these, and everything has a place, and that's the only place you want it to be, everything that comes up around those, you're editing when you're removing it. So most of the time we call those weeds. But in a more native setting, or if you're using other plants, perennials, some grasses that may self-sow, because that's part of how they propagate, they move around a little bit, and you do need to kind of figure out, do I like that plant there? Is that worth saving? Or is this something I want to dig up and give to my neighbor?
Okay.
So
where we are now is a perfect example of, you know, here we are late summer. Some things have done really well, as you can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Outperformed or overperformed. So in a bed like this, let's talk about what you would edit, what you would change.
Sure. So this is a very public-facing bed, right? And so we've got a walkway here, and we have plant material that's encroaching on that. That is 4, 5, even 6 feet tall, and it's even just hanging over. A little hanging over I don't mind, but otherwise I want people to feel comfortable when they come here. And so those taller plants may be just a little bit too close for comfort for some folks, especially if they have some fabulous little pollinators on them. And so we kind of want to, this is great for the back side of the bed, maybe not the front side of the bed. So we've got some plants in here that are a little too big and maybe just not in the right place.
Okay, and what are these, by the way?
That is called ironweed. You can see that it's about to bloom. That's a kind of blooms mid-August or thereabouts. It's a native.
Little flower, tiny little flower in there.
Yeah.
Pretty.
This one's got a few that are actually in flower right now. It's a great plant, and I think it probably was dropped here by birds.
Oh, so this wasn't even planted here
This wasn't even planted.
Okay.
And everybody's garden winds up with those. Sometimes they're poison ivy or honeysuckle. Sometimes it's a gift like this. It's actually a really valuable thing.
Gotcha. So how will you decide how to rework this? What's the technique here?
Well, so generally speaking, you know, in the spring of the year, we kind of look through what's coming up, and do we think that everything is going to perform well where it's at? Sometimes you end up with a period of time where it's too wet, or you've got other priorities, and you don't get to that. We didn't get to that stage here this spring with us, so we're doing it a little bit later in the season, which is fine. Right? So whenever I'm going through, again, I'm looking for the taller plants that are here really close to the edge, and we can do one of 2 things. If it's really bothering you and it is impacting your function, you can either dig it out right there on the spot, cut it off, or you can tag it for removal or transplanting later. So you've got kind of some different options there.
Gotcha, okay. Now with these, what is their fate? What will their fate be?
These, the ones that are really close to the concrete will probably end up having to discard. Some of them that are out there a little bit further, but I really don't want them that kind of height in this bed, we'll try to transplant those into other spaces.
And it's funny too, if we walk around here, the view is completely different
from
this side.
It is, absolutely. And so, you know, we talk about a lot of plants that kind of self-sow, and you know, maybe you've heard garden thugs. As we're looking here in the foreground, we've got some purple coneflower that are very much, they've self-sowed. And they can actually get to be too much. So you may even edit some plants that you really, really highly prize because they choke out some other plants. So that's another thing to consider. But yeah, from this side, looks great. This is a perfect view of a back border bed. got kind of some stair stepping that's happening, and up and have some nice shielding from your neighbors in the back.
And there's some other things around here. If we walk around, there's a few other, well, at least one other species that you're probably going to take out over here.
Yeah, so another plant that kind of happened into this space was big bluestem. Big bluestem wants to be 6 to 8 feet tall. This year we had lots of rain in the spring, and it is at least 8 feet tall.
Wow.
As we walk around the corner here, but you can see you kind of feel like it's a little close.
Kind of got to get on the edge.
We got some big blue here that's fallen over. You know, that's not really where we want it to be, and most people don't want that kind of thing in their own gardens. But this guy up here, you know, that's every bit of 8 feet tall.
Wow.
Conversely, we do have some little bluestem, which this is fantastic because, right, little bluestem, big bluestem, what's the difference? About 6 feet.
About 6 feet, yeah. They got their names on us.
This is little bluestem down here, has a much finer leaf. Big bluestem is right here. So yeah, this guy is probably not long here, and while it's a great plant, it's not really supposed to be in this location.
And boy, if you looking across from where they were originally planted,
Right.
They made a nice little journey to get here.
They did, yeah. We have a great sort of tall prairie example over here behind us, and it's a great example of it, but there's at least 100 feet in between there and here.
Now this one is not going to be just a chop and go. You're going to have to, I mean, this is going to take a little work.
This is going to take some work. This is likely going to be a spring move, just so that we can more adequately get in, and we're not going to be trampling all the plants around it. Even the ironweed, we may tag it. Actually, we're probably not even going to tag it because we know where it's at. But if it's something in your own garden, you know, tie a little piece of ribbon around it. That can work really well for just identifying it later in the season. If you maybe where was that plant at that I wanted to move? That's a good way to come back to it.
Gotcha. And when is a good time, as we're out enjoying our gardens and kind of everything is in full bloom, when is a good time to start this?
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, that's a great question. Mid-August through September is a great time to transplant a lot of different perennials and that sort of thing. So that's a perfect time. The weather's starting to cool down. The warm season grasses will get a chance to root in before the cold hits, which is also great. That's a really good window of opportunity.
Wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go check out some other parts of the botanical garden.
Let's do that.
Here's another great example, right, of a happy accident plant that will give you more than you bargained for.
Absolutely. So you know, this is one of those plants. It's a cool plant. It has a great flower. This is Bellum canda, or blackberry lily. It flowers right here in August, late July. And what will happen is these seed pods will turn black, and it'll almost seem like a little rattler inside there. You shake it and you can hear the little seeds rattling. It makes a really cool sound. But because these are full of seeds, and because they germinate so well, it then becomes an editing problem in the spring or the next summer.
So you can save yourself some trouble by kind of controlling it now.
Absolutely. There are a number of plants that are like this, and if you can remove the seed in the fall before it ripens and is dispersed, you've just saved yourself a ton of time the next year.
Okay.
So with this plant, all you do is, after this stops flowering and these seed pods turn to, so it's kind of a dark brown, just kind of come in here, come down, and I usually cut it kind of back down in there, so you can kind of see, I'm showing a leaf, but you can't really see where it was cut at.
Yes.
So I don't know, there's not a hard and fast rule on this. It's whatever looks tidy to you.
Okay.
But then cut it back, discard it, do not compost it.
Or you're going to have them growing in the compost.
Or you're going to have them growing in the compost. Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So each one of these is going to have more than one seed in there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you can...
And to remove them...
There.
Oh, yeah.
You can see...
Oh, yeah.
That's just one capsule, and there are, I think these have 3 different capsules inside there, or 4 maybe. 4 compartments. Looks a little bit like a small pea.
Yes, it does.
But yeah, each one of those times 150.
Yes, that's going to get you a lot of these.
It's going to be a generous donor for the next year.
So enjoy your blooms, and then when they're spent, go ahead and remove these before they open, drop, and then you're editing the next year.
Yes.
Now, if you were to save these, say you want to give them to a friend,
Sure.
do you have to let them dry out completely on the plant before you cut them?
That's a great question. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
So this is one of those gardening things that's like, well, I think this should work.
Okay.
You'd want to harvest them before they crack open.
Okay.
So I would recommend, yes, letting them dry, and they'll form when they start rattling.
Yes.
Then you want to get them off, and
That's when you'll
just
know.
kind of store them in a cool, dry space.
Gotcha,
Great, it's great being in nature. You never know what's going to come at you.
Never know, never know. Okay, and then I had one more question, but I forgot it. So just make sure you get these off before they open and dry and get on the ground and reseed themselves.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like we were joking before we were recording, there are people that yank these out of their yard every summer because they've just had it. They're prolific,
Yes.
and then you see a big pile of them on the curb with a sign that says free.
Yes, absolutely. I've had clients in the past that we came into the situation where they had literally like hundreds of these that had just taken over a space.
Yes.
And then you'll spend the next couple of years trying to work through that seed bank.
Now, their actual growing behavior, is that aggressive? Do they stay put pretty well once you place them in the beds, or?
They will expand. You can actually kind of see down here that the center of this was about here, and it's spread outward. I don't know, what is that? Maybe it's moved outward till you get a solid 2-foot clump, 2.5-foot clump. So they don't spread rampantly. They're not like something else is going to creep and move by rhizomes.
And then in the beds, I see here they're on the outside. Is that a good place for them to sort of line the outsides of the beds?
Depends on your design style.
Ooh.
Yeah. What do you want? I would typically use these a little bit more in the center or in the back because they are fairly tall. But really, just wherever you want a splash of color come late July and into August.
And they're low maintenance. You don't have to do a whole lot once they're established.
Nothing. Like they take care of themselves.
That's what we love.
Yes.
That's what we love, a low maintenance plant. Wonderful. Okay. Well, we're going to take a quick break and go visit our friends Amanda and Sarah, and they're going to talk to you guys about how you can become a friend of WILL, and we'll be right back.
Thanks, Tinisha and Rusty. My name's Amanda Hill, and I'm the membership manager here at Illinois Public Media. Joining with me for the first time on TV here at the station, this is Sarah Shepard. She is our new Assistant Director of Corporate Support. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but so happy to have you. As the viewers, I'm sure, can agree, it's always nice to see a different location, and we are not in the studio today.
I know, which is so fun.
It's a little warm, let's not lie, but we're born and raised in Illinois. We've got this. We were built for this. So
yes.
Don't mind a little sweat. It's worth to me to be outside in this beautiful space. This is one of my favorite things about MidAmerican Gardener is all the beautiful locations and plants and beautiful things, and some of our most popular shows, and this is why. So we're so happy to be with you here today. As most of you know, we do like to kick off our fiscal year, August, with a TV fund drive. And it does seem like more than ever this year, it's really important now with the obvious, I'm sure you've heard, the federal cuts happening, $1.5 million we're losing. That's a big chunk of change.
Right.
And so we are definitely going to be more serious with our pleas for help. And starting today, I know how important this show is for you. And if you'd like to make a donation, we would love to hear from you, 217-244-9455. Of course, you can go online to willgive.org. Now, Sarah, this is so great. You're no stranger to radio and TV, but first time here.
That's true.
And I hear you're already just doing amazing with your job. You're already kicking off, so you've been a couple months in. Tell us a little bit about what you do at the station.
Absolutely. So as the director, the assistant director of corporate support, it's my job to reach out to the business community, engage with business leaders, tell them this great story of Illinois Public Media and the wonderful programming that we produce each and every day, week, month, and year. And off camera, we were just talking about MidAmerican Gardener and how it has been a product of our community for almost 40 years.
That's incredible.
It really is.
Thanks to the viewers.
Absolutely. And in my role, speaking to business leaders and members of the community, now is a really, really good time to come on board Illinois Public Media as a corporate supporter, because when one of the things that we know is our viewers and our listeners are so passionate about the products we put out there, like MidAmerican Gardener.
Yes.
And quite frankly, we could not do it without the support of the community. And businesses in the community are a huge part
they
of
count
that.
too, right? You don't often think of that. We're always like, hey, you watching TV at home, give us a
Right.
call. But hey, you businesses too, like,
Yeah.
especially now, all of that, it's so important.
It
And you're
really
doing
is.
so great already, bringing in new business for
Well,
us. I
thank
mean, yes,
you.
it was a good hire.
Well, thank
Yes,
you.
and if you would like to join these people, we would love to hear from you. Like I said, go online, willgive.org. Give us a call, 217-244-9455. There's so much we do here at Illinois Public Media. We know that you see us and we see you. So thank you so much. We'd love to hear from you. Check out these amazing gifts, because it wouldn't be public radio without amazing thank you gifts. So check these out.
With your ongoing monthly gift of $7 or a one-time gift of $84, we'll say thank you by sending you our special MidAmerican Gardener mug. Perfect for drinking coffee in the morning while you plan your day gardening. With your ongoing monthly gift of $10 or a one-time gift of $120, you can choose between the hardcover book Native Plants of the Midwest by Alan Branhagen, which includes everything you need to know to create a beautiful and beneficial Midwest garden. Or choose our MidAmerican Gardener Floppy Sun Hat, an essential for all those who garden in the Midwest sun. And with your ongoing monthly gift of $15 or a one-time gift of $180, you can select the mug and Native Plants of the Midwest book, the perfect combination to help jumpstart you and your garden this spring.
And those are some amazing gifts that we would love to give you. As you can see, I'm modeling the hat today and not mad at it with the sun. This is perfect.
I know, you can actually see. I'm a squinty mess.
I know I might have to keep this on all day, but these are such great gifts. If you've never given to the station before, we love to have sustaining members join. That's forward funds for us that we can ensure on your donations year after year. You pick a donation amount you're comfortable with, you set it, forget it. It can come out of your credit card. If you work for the university like Sarah and
Yes.
I, university payroll deduction.
Absolutely.
Or of course, EFT directly from your check account. $10 is a great place to start if you can. Pick up a hat,
Yes.
pick up the book, and also this mug is just $7 a month. You can get a combo for $15. As you just saw, these are such great gifts. We were saying it's always so hard. You want to think out of the box for gifts these days.
Exactly. Like
Mother's Day, the gardener friends in your lives.
Exactly. And I know we're not quite at the holiday season yet, but it's never
coming.
too early to
That's
start
right.
thinking about it.
That's
And I
right.
don't know about you, Amanda, but when my husband and I talk about what are we going to get the parents
Yes.
for the holidays?
Yes, and your in-laws are gardeners.
They really are.
I know.
And you may or may not be interested in having a book like this,
Yes.
but you probably know someone who would really like something
Yes.
like that. So being able to give this to them and also let them know it helps public media.
That's right. It's like a gift for us and a gift for your loved one or
Exactly.
yourself.
Exactly.
And I will say, on Passport, this is just $5 a month. You're going to get our Passport benefit, the most popular streaming. You will not get a better deal anywhere. You know how the streaming rates are everywhere.
Oh,
$5
my gosh.
a month. Alan Branhagen, we've had him on a past episode. You can go watch that on Passport.
Yep.
Check him out. He's amazing. He's so knowledgeable. I am not exaggerating when I say we can't keep these books on the shelf. We constantly are having to order more and more.
Yes.
They're very popular. Sarah and I admit we are not the best gardeners.
I know, but watching
I
the
can do a
interview with him,
houseplanter. Yes.
the interview
he
Tinisha
makes
had
you
with
feel
him,
like you can.
yes, kind of like Bob Ross made me
Yes.
feel like I could paint anything in the
That's
world.
right.
Alan made me feel like I don't actually kill plants
Yes.
when I do.
He was
If
so
you go
nice.
into my office right now, I have 2 pots that used to have aloe plants, and they're,
They don't look
I just
that bad. Well, I saw that on your desk.
Yes.
That's maybe more your speed.
This is
And
more
it
my
holds all her
speed.
pens and pencils. So,
It is.
see, there's so many ways to use these gifts. But yes, we would love to hear from you today. We're keeping the mood light.
Yes.
Because we do feel, we are defunded, not defeated. That's what we keep saying.
Exactly.
But we really do rely on your support. We want to keep MidAmerican Gardener around for many more years to come. please give us a call today if you're able to give, and we know not everybody is, and that's okay. That's why we're here. But for those that can, we would love to hear from you. It is crucial now especially. Give us a call, 217-244-9455, or you can go online to willgive.org. We would love to hear from you today.
Thanks so much, guys. We'll check back in with you in just a bit. So now we've got another discussion about something that could be applicable to anyone's landscape, right? You've got
Absolutely.
a legacy plants like you
Yep.
talked about, or you moved into a house and you just inherited something that is too big, or you just don't like it. This is one of those conversations that we're about to have, and it's going to hurt some people's feelings because it involves
Tools.
tools.
And things
So-
are going to get whacked.
Tell us what we have here and kind of what the plan is.
Sure. So this is an arrowwood viburnum. It's typically used in spaces that are maybe not necessarily great for it because this plant wants to be 10 to 15 feet tall.
Oh, wow.
That's a big plant. And while it can work in a variety of spaces where maybe it gets to be just maintained to 5 feet or 4 feet, that's a lot of work. So this is what I call a make work plant if you plant it in front of your bay window.
Got it.
So occasionally though, you just need a reset because it's gotten out of bounds, or in this case, we're going to rejuvenate it this year, wait a year for it to kind of recover, and then move a slightly smaller specimen.
Okay. Well,
right.
I'm going to stand back and watch you work. It looks much different already.
So you can see now, you can kind of see the architecture of the shrub a little better. And what we're going to do is just kind of clear off these stems all about this height. We're to a good point here. We've got most of the work done, but there's a great teaching moment.
We love
so
those.
it's a good point to pause. We've got this biggest, thickest cane that's coming up, and if I cut these 2 points in the same height I cut everything else, what happens is the plant is going to throw up growth here and here from the inside. It's not in there. And that will eventually create rubbing branches, which will create a weak point for the plant. It's an opportunity for diseases and insects to kind of attack the plant. And so anytime that you've got these two pieces like this, you always want to cut below.
They both have to go.
They both have to go. Now the other thing that you're going to find when you're doing this kind of thing is you're going to find lots of little weed trees. So you can see we have some Virginia creeper that's in here, and this little guy right here, look at that. It's a normal seeks refuge underneath bigger shrubs. It's a hackberry. It'll get a start, and suddenly it'll be a 20-foot tree.
Oh, wow.
It
So
wants-
will you treat those as well or take them down?
So what I would recommend is leave that until you have some herbicide, because it's mixed in with the crown of this, the plant you're trying to treat or trying to reduce the size of. And so you're going to have to treat a fresh cut with a 50 to 100% glyphosate solution, or something labeled for a cut treatment to kill the root.
Got it.
Okay, but this guy right here, let's see if I can get this.
Okay, let me back up.
Yeah, right?
I know there are folks
it
at
is.
home that are just on pins and needles watching this happen. But if we were to come back here at the exact same time next year, this viburnum will be,
It'll be 4, maybe 5 feet tall.
so it's coming back.
Yes.
We just have to
This will
have-
come back,
have a little
and
faith.
now we're doing this a little bit early, but even yet this year I would expect to get maybe a foot of growth on it. If you can do this at the end of July or anytime in July through maybe the middle of August, you're going to get some nice regrowth.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to let you take a water break, Rusty. We're going to
Sounds
check
good.
in with
It is
our
hot.
friends Amanda and Sarah real quick, and we will be right back with you.
Thanks, Tanisha. As you can see, we changed locations. This is kind of my favorite spot in the park here, the gardens. I know it's special to you as well.
Yeah.
What happened here?
So this year, my husband and I celebrated our 20th wedding anniversary.
Congrats.
So like 21-ish
Yeah.
years ago, we actually had our engagement photos
Yes.
taken out here on the bridge.
That's so iconic.
Oh, more iconic, we were head to toe in denim.
Yeah. I'm gonna need to see these after we're done filming. But I mean, this is a very popular beach. People do before dance photos here. I mean,
I
my
know.
son had senior pictures here. It's just, this is a beautiful spot.
And for the Midwest, it is kind
It
of
is.
iconic.
Yes, it really is. There's so
And-
many, that's, you know, one of the most popular parks around town here. And
And I
thanks to
know-
MidAmerican Gardener for bringing us out here so everybody can see. This is a lovely place everyone should visit. There's people all around us probably wondering what we're doing, walking and talking and being outside in nature. Even though it's warm today, it's a wonderful place to be. So thanks to the MidAmerican Gardener production crew for getting us out here. We appreciate it. This is the kind of shows we want to protect. This is, you know, with the federal funding cuts, this is what we worry, you know, is losing amazing programming like this. So your support really does help. We know you're all loyal, long-time viewers. I mean, this show has been on the air for almost 40 years, so
Right.
we appreciate that.
And that doesn't
we appreciate
hap-
the support.
It truly, and a show like MidAmerican Gardener doesn't exist for almost 40 years
Right.
without the support of viewers like you, and in my role as Assistant Director of Corporate Support, businesses in the community as well. And the federal funding cuts for Illinois Public Media, to us, that's $1.5 million. And that was money that had been allocated to us, and now we have to figure out our new normal of how to operate with that deficit.
Right.
Because that was a forward funded amount of money we had.
That's right.
And earlier, Amanda, when you were talking about being a sustainer, our sustainers are like those forward funding things.
Yes, that's exactly right. You're
So-
that's a great way to think of it too. That's, you know, this is why you will be hearing from us
Yes.
a little bit more than usual because, you know, it is serious. That is a big chunk of change that we
Right.
were counting on that we will not have. So we are going to be reaching out to you. If you already give maybe at the $5 a month or $10 a month, now would be a great time to consider increasing. You know,
Yeah.
that passport is $5. So a lot of people come in at that level and we love it. Maybe bump it up to 10.
Sure.
Pick out a gift or, you know, anything that would help just increase a little bit, whatever you can afford to do. These federal cuts are serious, and we'd actually would love for you to hear our Executive Director, Moss Bresnahan, has a message about that. Thank you.
Congress recently voted to eliminate federal funding for public media, a decision that directly affects Illinois public media. We face the loss of more than $1.5 million in annual funding. This is a major challenge, and it will force us to make some difficult choices in the months ahead. While it's not the news we had hoped to share, we promise to be fully transparent with you, our neighbors and friends, about what this means moving forward. For more than 100 years, Illinois public media has been more than just programming. We serve as a trusted, fact-based news source, provide emergency alerts, and offer educational programming for children all across central Illinois. We are a vital public service, one that's worth protecting. That's why your support is more important now than ever. Please consider starting a monthly donation or increasing your current gift at willgive.org to help sustain this essential resource. Thank you for standing with us at this important time.
Thank you, Moss. As you have heard, we really are in unprecedented times
Yes.
right now.
Yeah.
I mean, years and years and years ago, public media faced a funding threat. Fortunately, it didn't happen. This time it did. And I know we've been saying, you heard Moss say it, that it's for Illinois public media, it's a loss of about 20% of our budget, which is $1.5 million.
Yes. It's a lot.
And I know it sounds like I'm being repetitive, but that's money we had counted on.
That's right.
And earlier we were talking about the importance of becoming a sustaining member. We already know we are asking you for a lot throughout the year. And now it means so much more now than ever. And if you're already a sustaining member,
Thank you.
Thank you very
Yes.
much. We ask, sometimes we forget to say thank you.
Yes.
But thank you very much. It really does mean so much to us. But maybe you're already a sustainer, and maybe you really feel passionate about all the programming Illinois Public Media produces, and you'd like to make a larger gift.
Perhaps you have the means to do so at this. We do have levels. The Vision Circle is people who donate $1,000 or more. And we just started a new producers level circle that is for gifts of $5,000 or more a year. And we have really been hearing from people lately in light of everything. It's been so gratifying and heartwarming. The comments, the large donations, I mean, every bit counts, of course, but some of these larger donations have really been humbling and wonderful to see. And so thank you to all of those people. And yes, give us a call, 217-244-9455. If you're interested in giving at that higher level, you can go online to willgive.org. We have a page dedicated to it, but we would love to hear from you today. Like you said, it's more serious now. And so I do, feel like you will be hearing from us more, especially during this fund drive, but bear with us. Those of you who are already given, thank you so much. This message is not for you.
I mean, it is and it isn't.
Is, but yes, no,
it is.
but,
we love you.
We're just so appreciative. Yes, and it's just a wonderful time to give. We talk about the thank you gifts. They seem silly, but they're fun. Everybody needs a hat. We have the passport, which, I mean, it's really just the best benefit ever. And of course, that Patterns magazine, we don't talk about that much, but I work with membership, and so I field a lot of calls. That's probably the number one, that with passport help or where's my Patterns magazine?
Yes.
It's like an old school TV guide, right?
It
It's so
is.
fun. It kind of tells you what's going on, not just what's on TV or what's on the radio, but lovely articles or, what we're up to right now.
Exactly.
And just, kind of like the times of what's going on with us. So, and that's just at a level 2 of $40 a year. So we really do have something for everybody. And again, we always say it because we mean it. Public media is free for all. And that is the beauty of public media. But for those that are in a position to give, thank you. This is the time. So give us a call. We are at 217-244-9455, or you can go to willgive.org. We would love to hear from you today. MidAmerican Gardener is just one of our most beautiful shows that we have to offer. You learn so much. It's part of our education that we like to, there's so many families that
and
watch
it's one
and
of
learn.
the pillars of
is.
public
Good word.
media
Yes.
is the education piece.
Yes, that's exactly right.
And
that's what you're getting here.
Exactly. And so if you have the means, we would love to have an additional donation.
Yes.
Or if you've never donated before, but you love this programming,
Now's
you
the
love
time.
Yes, you love what you hear on the radio as well. Now is the time.
Get that mug so you can say you're a true MidAmerican Gardener fan.
Yes.
Give us a call, 217-244-9455, or you can go online to willgive.org. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll check in with you in just a bit. So this is a little concerning where we are now. Tell us a little bit about where we are and what's happening here.
Well, so deer, you either love them or you hate them. And if you're an avid gardener and you have deer around, you probably are not the biggest fan.
Probably hate them. Yeah.
This is actually a place where the deer have browsed. They've I guess, dined well. Now, they did not chew it down clear to the nub like this. We had staff come through and cut them back. But what they did do is they kind of came through, and you have deer damage because it's always going to be a ragged sort of tear mark as opposed to rabbits, which will do a clean cut.
So they pull.
They pull, right?
Gotcha.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And so the rest of this bed that we're standing in, it was literally a field of stalks.
Wow. So obviously they don't care for this. This is not what they come for.
Right.
It's the leaf.
Right. And so what had happened here was, I encourage a little creativity and a little exploration with staff.
Sure.
And they thought, well, let's just treat the outside area. We're going to leave the center of the hosta bed. Well, that worked for about a month, and then the deer found them.
They found them anyway.
So repellents do work. They are not foolproof by any stretch, because you can see they munched on these. My guess is these were sprayed a little bit, and they had to eat a few before they stopped.
Gotcha.
So repellents are one of those things. It's one of our primary tools for controlling deer damage. Unfortunately, they're like every 2 weeks, every 10 days, you have to reapply.
Okay.
And then one thing that we've found that works fairly well is to rotate the different type of repellent that we're using.
Oh, okay.
So we don't start with one type and stick with that the whole season. We'll go a month or two and then switch it up, because the deer will sort of get acclimated.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because this is apparently really, really tasty.
I guess, and it's like a free salad bar.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I've had several of the panelists this year, Kay and John, everyone said that the deer have just mowed down their hosta. John says, you know, he's got like 400 different varieties at his house, and they're
gone. Yeah.
Gone.
And it's like devastating, right? Because we only get one shot at this for the year. And whenever the deer comes in and does this, you know, it's really interesting. We'll actually, occasionally, we don't see him here, but we'll see the flower stalk that comes up later. And it looks so looks like a surprise lily. It's like, where's the rest of the plant?
Oh my gosh.
But
the repellents do work.
They do. They do. Physical barriers, like 7-8 foot fence. If you're feeling froggy, you know, that they don't leap over. They'll get over 6 foot, but usually not 7 to 8.
Okay.
But you know, hostas are a favorite. They got to our sedum this year. They like some Rebecca or black-eyed Susan. So they definitely have their favorite plants.
You mentioned barriers and sprays.
Sure.
And those are your two big options to
Right.
keep them out.
And there's one other that I've heard of that people have had some success with as well. So if you have a small enough space, you may consider setting up motion-activated sprinklers.
Okay.
We've
They
tried
won't
them here
like
in the garden,
those.
but we're a public space, and so that doesn't really work all that well when the people start coming through.
Interesting. Okay, so maybe sprinklers will work in your yard. All right, thank you very much, Rusty. And we're going to check back in with Amanda and Sarah one more time, and they'll tell you how you can become a friend to WILL.
Thanks, Tanisha, and thank you to all of you watching this episode of MidAmerican Gardener. We hope you enjoyed it. We are in the middle of our August TV Fund Drive. This kicks off the fiscal year, and I know we keep saying this, but it's most important now more than ever with all the federal funding cuts and whatnot. So your support means everything. So we would love to hear from you. It'd be if you've never given before, now's a wonderful time. Even if you already give, maybe increase a little bit, just $10 a month. You can pick any one of these gifts and you're automatically enrolled in the Passport streaming benefit that is so popular. Maybe you haven't watched that many MidAmerican Gardener episodes before and you're in love with the one you just saw. Go back and binge.
Yes,
There's so many episodes. You can see the one with the author of this book too. It's one of our most popular thank you gifts, Alan Branhagen. He's amazing. Check that episode out. We would love to hear from you today, 217-244-9455, or of course you can go online to willgive.org. We'd love to hear from you today.
Absolutely.
And thank you too for being here.
Well,
I know
thank
it's
you.
hot. You look amazing.
Oh, stop.
Yes.
The viewers might not be able to tell that there's an amazing breeze happening
Yes.
right now. Thank you, Mother Nature.
Yes, that's right. We live for the breezes.
Yeah, we do. And if you're from the Midwest, you get it.
Yes.
But it really is, as you've mentioned, so important, more so now than ever,
Yes.
because we've taken a hit of $1.5 million.
A serious chunk of change.
But the great thing about public media, it's free.
Yes.
And it will always be free.
Yes.
And we don't make our content for the grants we get from the federal government. We make it for
right.
you.
Yeah.
And we're going to keep making it.
That's right.
And that's why we need your help. So
Yes.
if you love the programming, you watch on WILL, if you love the radio
Yes,
programming you
AM,
hear,
FM.
exactly, Illinois Soul.
Yeah.
Now is a great time to become a supporter, a sustaining member,
Yes.
because those are the
We do love
donations
the
that we get
sustaining. Yes.
that you can just set it and forget it.
Yes, it's
and,
that easy.
And if it's so many people here in our community
Yes.
work for the University of Illinois.
Yeah. You don't even
and-
realize it's missing.
I know you can have a donation to Illinois Public Media taken out of your
Yeah.
paycheck if you work
Yep.
for the
Direct deduction.
university.
Yes, same
And-
with banking information,
Yeah.
too, or banking account and credit card, of course. And
Yeah.
we'll take an old-fashioned check.
Yes, we will.
We won't say no. But we would. We'd love to hear from you today. This has been very humbling, too, with all the donations we've received thus far and all the heartwarming comments.
Yes.
It's been really wonderful to see. We do appreciate you. We want to make sure that those who have given, we see you and we thank you. To those who haven't, and if you can, that would be a great time.
And follow us on social media. That's a great way to stay connected to what we do, the programming that we offer, and the news that we share when, you know, big things happen.
Yes.
We're always
We're right
on
there.
top of it.
Yes.
And yeah, follow us on social media and then consider becoming a supporter.
Yeah.
We
We're
would
always
love
looking
it.
for more friends of WLL. We do have a message to share with you too, so stay tuned for that. Thank you.
This is an unprecedented time in our shared history. On July 17th, Congress voted to cancel all of our federal funding for the next 2 years. This will have a devastating effect on the entire public media system. It will impact the shows you love, educational programs we provide to the community, emergency alerts we provide, and all of the laughter, love, and learning that we have all shared as a community. Moreover, there isn't much time to react. This funding was already part of our budget for this year, and the cuts will hit starting October 1st. Right now, we're turning to you. Think about the times that you've put your arm around a loved one, as all creatures, great and small, warmed your hearts. Remember the moments all of our eyes were opened to our nation's history by the work of Ken Burns. And think back to the spark in the eyes of your children or grandchildren as they learned from Daniel Tiger. That's what your support makes possible. And right now, it's more important than ever. Consider making a generous donation to help power what comes next. Your support keeps public media moving forward, free, accessible, and essential to millions. It's a moment unlike any we've faced before. And while it's not easy, we know we'll get through it together. But that takes each of us doing what we can. So please, stand up for the values that matter to you. Support this PBS station, because viewers like you have always been the backbone of public media. And right now, your support matters more than ever. Visit our website, call or text the number on your screen to make your gift. We are deeply grateful for everything you do to keep public media strong. Thank you.
As you can see, supporting public media is so important now, more than ever.
It really is.
And if you're able to make a donation today to support, we would love to once again run through these amazing thank you gifts. It's just $7 a month. Get this amazing little, be part of the Gardener Club.
Yes.
Get your very own mug. $10 a month, the hat, the book. Or you could do a combination for $15 a month and get both.
Look at that. I feel like we're
Vanna White?
Yes.
Gift yourself, gift that gardener person in your life. You know, the donation, we will receive some and you receive some. It's a win-win for everybody. So.
It really is. And if you enjoy this programming, the other programming, the PBS programming,
Prairie Fire,
all of
State
it.
of Change. We have so much local shows that, you know, that we love to bring to you every month. We have everything going on at the radio. Our new station, Illinois Soul, just hit its year anniversary back in February. I mean, it's over a year now. We've been on the air for 103 years, our AM
I
station.
know.
So
and
we have a lot to
MidAmerican
celebrate.
Gardener.
Almost 40 years. Yes.
So, I mean, these are storied institutions in our community, and they're here because you've supported us before, and maybe you haven't. Now is the time.
Now is the time. We would love to get a few calls or online donations today, you know, in support of MidAmerican Gardener, but of course in support of everything we do at WILL. We are here hopefully to stay as long as we can, but we do depend on your support, and we hope to hear from you today. Give us a call, 217-244-9455, or you can go online to willgive.org. We'd love to hear from as many of you as possible.
And we thank you.
We gave Rusty a much needed water break after that. And so now I'm joined with Stephanie Workman, also here at Lake of the Woods. And now we're at the koi pond. Now this is your area. This is what you manage. So tell us a little bit about you, how long you've been here, and just introduce yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Stephanie Workman. I am the Botanical Garden and Trail Supervisor here at Lake of the Woods. And this koi pond is part of my area of responsibility. I've been here since January of this year. I came here with a background in parks and natural resources and zoos. So
very nice, very nice.
Enjoying
so we have folks that watch all the time and write in. Sometimes they have water features in their yard, and so on a much bigger scale, Give us some tips. You know, if you're interested in adding a water feature or if you have a water feature, what are some good things to know about having that in your backyard?
Well, one good thing to know is it's a lot of work. So you need to be ready
Know that going in.
for some work. The work in the beginning to put it in, and then the maintenance of it. And this one, particular one, like you said, it's large. There is a plastic on the bottom to kind of keep the water in. And then behind you here is a pump house. This has the pumps in it for the waterfall that's behind us that if you've been out here, you've definitely seen. So we pump the water just into the waterfall. So that is what this is. There's a lot of electrical in there. If the electricity goes out, so does the waterfall. And then we have to go out and fix that. So there's a lot that goes into it. Evaporation happens, so the pond will go down, and we'll need to turn the pond on to add water to it. It leaks a little bit sometimes in places, just naturally that happens. So, you know.
So just be prepared for the maintenance.
Yeah, there's things that happen. Always a surprise on things, but mostly every day is fine. Yeah.
Now plants, do you have to choose specific plants to put around the border or at the edge of the water? How do you choose what plants will go well?
So generally you want plants that like wet feet, that want to live near water. Okay. So we have a lot of cattails out here that we kind of have to thin out and maintain because they like to grow a lot. And then there's some plants out here that kind of have added themselves in just from nature. We've put in some native flowers and grasses out here, some annuals around here, but inside the water we have, you can see the lily pads with the flowers in there, so those are some that you can have in there. There's other plants that'll grow in water, so it would just really kind of depend on what you want in your yard, what you want in your pond. And there's definitely professionals that specialize in water gardens, water features that would be able to provide a lot more of that advice.
Now this one is stocked with koi.
It is.
Beautiful, beautiful koi.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about those. About how many do you know? Is there like a way to count?
Not really.
No?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
There's quite a few. Yeah, we have a lot of koi in there. We also have some bluegill in there to kind of help like with other things in the water, clean it up. There's a few catfish in there. But the koi are actually carp. So they're a different type of carp. They're native to Eastern Europe or the Middle East. So that part of the world, they're not an endangered species at all. They're everywhere. And so important in the Japanese culture, as a lot of people know. So they're a prosperity and luck. And so, you know, maybe you have some good luck when you come out here and see the koi.
Yes. Now, how deep is this pond?
Ooh, not terribly deep.
Okay. Only reason I asked is because I was also curious about where the koi go in the winter and what they do, and if there was like some way to retreat from the cold or if the surface freezes. So what are things like around here in the winter?
So I've learned that the pond is 6 feet deep.
Okay.
So 6 feet at the deepest, which is good because it won't freeze that deep. It does freeze in the winter, so we do have a frozen pond, but the koi will go to the bottom in the deepest part. There's always like some thermal areas where it doesn't get as cold at the bottom. They go into torpor, which is basically a type of hibernation, not totally hibernated, kind of like bears. They don't completely go to sleep, but they slow way down. And so that'll happen all winter. They don't eat. In fact, we have signs out here that tell folks that when it's below a certain temperature that do not feed these fish because they're not going to eat and it just makes a mess in the water. So once the temperatures warm up, then they wake up and they come out and they're hungry.
And they're hungry
and they're ready to go.
And they're over there putting on a show for the folks
sure
who are on
are.
the bridge.
They sure are.
You've got some snacks here for them, so that's exciting.
If you want to toss some in here, there are some over here, and if you toss it in there, they'll
show up?
Oh, they will.
Okay, let's see if I can test my luck. Yep. Oh, here they come.
Here they come, yep, they know.
Gosh. Do you have to treat this water? Do you have to do anything to this?
Generally, we don't. We have a filter that's underneath those cattails over there, and we do clean that out a couple of times a summer because if we don't, it gets a little grimy in here. So we do that, but otherwise, generally, no, we don't.
Okay.
We don't treat it.
Let's walk around and check out some of the plants
Yeah, let's
and
do it.
that are around the pond.
Just like any fish, earlier in the spring, they will spawn, and so they did that, and it's super noisy and loud, and they splash everywhere, and they make a big ruckus when they're spawning. So that's happened, and we'll have lots of little new koi. They do sometimes eat the fry, which is the eggs. They'll do that sometimes, but most of the koi will probably make it.
They'll survive.
And, yeah, they'll survive. And
So you don't even have to stock this. They take care of that
they
themselves.
take care of it themselves. Yep,
Well,
they
hot
kind of
dog.
manage themselves. You bet.
What about lighting? You mentioned earlier that it's good to have a little shade
Yes.
and some different lighting around the
Yes.
pond. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So koi can sunburn.
Okay.
Something that can
Didn't know
happen.
that.
Yeah, they can. And so it is good to have some shade. Now we don't really have trees per se that are shading it, but there is, if you see over here, there is some shade over here by this willow tree, and then the bridge itself creates its own shade. So there are some areas. We have some logs there. They can kind of go in and around those areas and find some shade that way.
Get out of the
And
sun.
you know, go deeper in the water where it's cooler, and they can get themselves out of the sun a little bit more that way.
All right, and let's go take a look at one more spot in the garden. You've got another flower bed that you were going to show us. Okay. All right, so now we're in another spot of the garden here. Everybody loves tropicals, right? Because they get those great big leaves and the beautiful flowers. So tell us what we're looking at here.
So we have canna lilies, which a lot of folks are pretty familiar with cannas. So a lot of cannas, you'll see them throughout the garden. They just bring a lot of vertical height, and the leaves, as you mentioned, and then these beautiful red flowers. We also have colocasia or elephant ear, which are these smaller ones with the large leaves. And we have different varieties of those here in the garden that come in different colors, and some of them have veining that's really pretty. And so those don't flower, but they're just really nice, big tropical leaves.
Lush to look at. Now I notice here, similar to the hosta, somebody's munching on these leaves, and some of my canna at home look like this. I was going to say, is our culprit going to make a debut on the show?
Yeah, they are. They're right there, Japanese beetles. They're out, and they like to munch on the leaves. They'll kind of skeletonize them a little bit that way.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, they did a number on this one here.
Yes. And you can pick them off. Really, it works if you have water with some soap in it. Just toss them in there, or there is some different kinds of spray you can put on the leaves.
Yeah, I hear people say they get a little bucket and just kind of tap them off in the mornings or something like that.
You can do that.
But yeah, they're definitely
They are
enjoying
definitely
themselves
here.
here.
They sure are.
But you know, it's part of summer, right?
It is.
Like it kind of
It
goes
is just-
along with it.
It's part of that time of year.
And I also wanted to ask you about just how this bed is designed, because we've been talking about height and how things are put together. And so the cannas to the elephant ear to the coleus, like, let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So definitely the idea here was to have the tropical vibe in this garden, and then have just kind of the height going down. So these guys do pretty well in the sun. Obviously, quite a bit of sun here. Coleus does well in sun or shade. They're just kind of happy wherever you put them. So that was kind of the idea, was to have these taller cannas in the middle, and then everything else kind of coming down, cascading down from there. Cannas are also good on borders, like on the back side of things. If, again, like Rusty was talking about earlier, if you're trying to hide something or whatever, you can always use the cannas. They'll come up pretty quickly in the spring, and then you'll have a nice tall plant that's going to last through the summer.
Now, I have just a few of these in my yard and a couple in pots. But do you guys have to go and dig all these?
We do.
Oh my gosh,
Yep.
every single one of these come up.
One of these come
Holy
up.
smokes.
They can't overwinter here, so down south and in the tropics, they would be a perennial. You would always see them there. But here, it gets too cold, so they won't overwinter. So we will pull them up. You can overwinter them in a cold cooler, darker place
Sure.
for the winter, and then next spring we'll bring them back out and they'll wake up.
Start the process all over again.
We'll have a greenhouse soon, and then we can overwinter these. Some of these we can overwinter 'em in the greenhouse, as we can take the plant in there and overwinter it. So it's a nice thing to have, and nice to be able to use them over and over again if you're able to do that. You can.
And when you put these in the spring, I mean, do tropicals require a lot of maintenance once you get them started and once you get them going?
Not really. They don't require a lot. A lot of watering really is the biggest thing for them.
Okay.
But we put some mulch over them just to keep them moist and cool. But really, that's it. There's not a lot of special anything you have to put on them. They just need to be in the right spot. And these guys seem pretty happy.
They seem pretty happy right where they are, other than their
those
little
guys, their
lunch
friends.
guests
Yes.
who are coming by. But this is
That's right.
absolutely beautiful.
Oh, thank
and
you.
tropicals just add such a nice
They
touch
do. Yeah.
to any garden. So again, I like the staggering here. The color's beautiful. You guys did a great job
Thank
with
you.
this. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us
Yes,
come out.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming.
And that is the show for this week. A big thank you to Rusty and Stephanie for showing us all around the Botanical Garden today. And another thank you to Amanda and Sarah for joining me here today at Lake of the Woods. And finally, a big thanks to you for watching and supporting what we do at Illinois Public Media. If you've got questions for MidAmerican Gardener, you can send them in to us at yourgarden@gmail.com or look for us on socials. Just search for MidAmerican Gardener. We'll see you next week. Good night.